September is knocking on the door and the flower beds up here at the entrance to the nursery are looking fantastic. Join me as we do an end of summer garden tour and plant the AquaPot for fall. Stay tuned. Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and today we are up here at the entrance to the nursery. Remember, we toured this garden a couple of months ago and look how much it has grown. Absolutely gorgeous. So the purpose of today is just to go through and give you an end of summer garden tour of this space, show you some basic maintenance that I am doing to keep it looking great and thriving until the fall hits. And we are actually going to replant the AquaPot that is right by the entrance, the gate to the nursery. So where I am right now is in the sea of Salvia and coleus behind me. I could not be more pleased with how well these have done. If you will remember, this is my first summer planting this bed because this bed is not even a year old. We formed this bed, gosh, in like October, November of last year. And so this past spring, summer was the first season that we have had annuals in it. Chocked it full of all sorts of just gorgeous Proven Winners annuals. Right here beside of me is their Salvia. This is part of their Rockin' series Salvia. This is blue suede shoes. Just an absolutely exquisite plant. Beautiful light blue blooms on it. The pollinators and the hummingbirds go nuts over this. There are 3 plants in here and they have completely surrounded the rock that they are covering up. This is a massive rock and they're covering it up. So it is doing well. The diamond snow euphorbia at my feet is just gorgeous, along with the sweet potato vine that is spilling out. The coleus back here, I love it. This is 2 different kinds of coleus. It is the lime thyme and the wicked witch. Wicked witch is brand new this year. Lime thyme has been around for a little bit. Love how these 2 colors play off of each other. They are massive. The only thing that I've had to do with this coleus is come in here and do just a little bit of pinching back. So we've talked about this before with coleus, that the Color Blaze series from Proven Winners is really good about blooming late, if it even blooms at all. So you'll notice on this lime thyme, I'm getting just a little bit of a bloom. So what I'm going to do is just come in here with my great clippers, and you come right above where 2 leaf sets are. You come in and you just clip it. Simple as that. This keeps your coleus nice and tight and full instead of going straight up and putting blooms on there. Because although it does bloom, coleus is known for its foliage and absolutely gorgeous. Love this because it can do sun or shade. So as I have seen little blooms come up here in the last couple of weeks, I just go in and snip them off. Just easy peasy. Now, it's been 1 week and I had to come in here, if you remember from the spring, in this bare spot right here, we had some supertunias. This was the Supertunia Vista Paradise, I believe, and so we had to pull them up. They were hanging baskets and they just were sad and tired. It's right here by the road. It was just time for them to come up. So I've pulled them up and we're going to actually replace them and put some mums here. A nice, great little wink and nudge to fall to encourage it to come join us a little sooner. So that's what's going to happen here in just a couple of minutes. But look at the begonias, those Surefire begonias. Love Surefire begonias. They are a great choice for the South because they can do our heat and humidity. They love the sun or the shade. They do really well. The purple fountain grass, has filled in nicely. We've had some windstorms and it got knocked down a little bit, but it's holding its own. And then this is the super blue Angelona. Now you'll notice that my Angelona is not blooming a lot. So what I did last week is I came in here, again, we had some really big wind thunderstorms, so it had gotten knocked down a little bit. So I was just pruning it back, and that will help encourage new blooms. So again, it is just like the coleus. You can tell this is a little bit of an older stalk. You come in right where there are two branches coming off. I'm going to come in right there between it and snip. Then I'm going to get two more branches with lots of blooms on there. So it's just a little bit of maintenance that I'm doing right now, a little neat, a little tidiness. If you've not been water soluble fertilizing, that is a mouthful. If you've not been doing that, you just don't have the time. I know school has started back with us. It's just, things are even more hectic now. Slow release fertilizer. Go ahead and drop some more in there on top of the ground, and that way every time it rains, it will fertilize your plants and just kind of get them through that last push of the summer into the fall. So what we're going to do is get those mums, put them out, and then get them planted so we can fill in these holes and bring us a little papayella. We have got the mums placed where they are going to go, and so now I just have to dig them in. We grow Belgian mums here at Creekside Nursery, and so if you plant them at the correct time, early enough in the season for their roots to get established, they can be perennials. Now, I'm going to treat them as annuals, but just know that if you wanted to use your mums as perennials, you could do that as long as you get them in the ground soon enough that their roots can get established before the frost comes. Some of these mums are going to go where the petunias were. And in all honesty, full disclosure, because you know, that's just how we roll around here. I'll tell you how it is. I didn't get rid of my root system of my petunias. There's a massive anthill underneath this petunia. There's red ants everywhere. Okay, so I just dug up the petunia and there's a massive ant mound underneath it. Now in the South, we deal with fire ants, especially this time of year, because they know that fall is coming and that their life is short. So praise the Lord, this is not fire ants, it's just good old regular red ants, but still, there are ants in here. And we just disturbed their little ecosystem, but you know what? They'll be fine. And since I am treating this mum as an annual, it shall be fine too. Ants are actually can be very beneficial in your garden because they aerate the soil. They make all their little tunnels for their homes. So, we're doing 5 yellow mums. I love the way mums smell. They just have a unique odor to them. And for me, it's just synonymous with the fall. I mean, you just cannot beat that great mummy smell. So get them just nestled down in here. And we've had so much rain lately. It's that end of summer rainstorms. So I shouldn't have to worry about bringing water to these guys because the rain will do that for me. And this ground is nice and moist already. We had some good rain this morning. We've had so many different rain showers here lately. So I'm not worried about it getting too dry. Now, if it does shoot up into the 90s and we get no rain, then obviously I will need to come up here and water them because, I don't know, we have found in our experience that people think that because mums are like a fall crop, that they don't need water. Yeah, you gotta water your mums. So make sure, especially if they're in a container, that you've got to water them because you are their water source if it's not raining. So we're just gonna get these guys in here. And it is the end of August and it is hot and humid. Woo-wee! It is thick. If you're not from the South or a lot of experience with the South, that's the thing that makes the South so different than other areas of the country is our humidity. It's nothing for Jerry and I to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we have, you know, 95, 96, 97% humidity outside. So that's the unique challenge of growing in the South, one of them at least, is our hot, extremely sticky weather. There is no dry air here, at least not now. We're praying for dry air. We're like, oh, just bring it to us. We don't mind if it's warm, as long as it's dry. Feel like you're walking around in soup. But it is what it is. We're used to it, kind of. Now, when you go to your local garden center and you're picking out your mums, I like to encourage people to go ahead and get mums where you can see your color, but that it's not in full bloom. Because if it's in full bloom, then you've missed a lot of the blooms already. So pick one out that has color, that also has tons of buds on it, so then that you get to enjoy the absolute most of your gorgeous mum. So that's what we encourage people to do here at Creekside. Now, of course, if you're having an event or something and you need it in full bloom, obviously you need it in full bloom. But this will give us lots of weeks of color here at the entrance because we've got color on it, but we've got lots of blooms in the waiting. Alrighty, all of the mums are planted. They are looking fantastic. I'm gonna clean up my mess here and ta-da! So we've got 5 great yellow mums that are in here, gonna give us weeks of color. Then when it's time for the fall plantings, all of these annuals will come out and then we will put in our late fall, winter flowers, pansies, violas, that kind of thing. Before we move on to the AquaPot, I want to show you, give you a little update on the bed right there at the mailbox with those sunshine ligustrums and the Pentas that we planted back in the spring. What a difference, just a few months of some good old North Carolina heat and fertilizer, rainwater, boom, there you go. If you remember when I planted this bed, it looked like this. Now look at it, absolutely gorgeous. This is why I love these Pentas. These Pentas are absolutely amazing. They are a Southerner's best friend in the garden because they're just workhorses. They just go and go and go. Japanese beetles do not like them. Yay! And just massive color on them. I have water soluble fertilized them several times throughout the growing season, but they are just doing fantastic. This is Rose, so this is the hot pink of the Penta. This is the Sunstar series from Proven Winners, and they have just done magnificently well, growing together just as I planned them to do, and just such a nice hedge. Absolutely gorgeous. They will keep going until I either pull them up or we get a frost and a freeze. So that's kind of the delicate dance that we do here in the South, is trying to figure out, these look so great, but I need to get my pansies or my violas into the ground so they have time to get kind of established before really the cold hits. So we'll see when these, you know, come out. Who knows? It'll be a mystery to all of us until it actually happens. The sunshine ligustrums, these are fantastic shrubs from Southern Living Plants. We love these plants. They are evergreen, that great limey green color. If you will remember, we whacked the heck out of these things, and they have flushed out with lots of new growth. Great, vibrant chartreuse color that stays year-round and looks so nice against those pentas. So, I tell you, you got to have a vision when you're planting areas, because not always are you going to plant plants when they're in all their glory. In fact, I rarely do. I like to start them a little bit smaller, watch them grow. So this bed has done fantastically well. Very happy with it. Now, one area that needs some love because it's just looking a little rough right now and it needs to go in some help for the fall is the AquaPot that is right beside the gate. So come on and let's go get it planted. All right, so Jerry's gonna help me get this thing out of this AquaPot because this is that vertigo grass. It's massive, it's huge. I went ahead and laid a sheet down because honestly it's just for aesthetics. So I don't want dirt all over. Obviously we're not in a well manicured area, it's all right. But I thought let's keep things a little neat and tidy if we can. So we're gonna try to pull it out. Jerry's gonna try to pull it out and put it on here for me. And I'm gonna go grab my gloves right quick. I'm probably the only person that loses their stuff while they're trying to garden. Do y'all do that? Lose your tools when you're in the middle of a project? All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, goodness. Oh, my word. Okay, look at the root system on this, y'all. Hang on. Look at that. So look at the root system on this AquaPot with this vertigo grass. That is just crazy. So clearly the vertigo grass love this AquaPot. So we're gonna get it all cleaned up because you can see that the roots are coming through the water pipe. So we're gonna get this cleaned up and replanted. Oh my gosh, honey, that is crazy. Ta-da! So it's all cleaned out. The roots are all gone. Got it out of there. So remember, AquaPots are these great self-watering containers, a collaboration between Proven Winners, Jack Barnwell, who came up with the whole idea of these 3 components right here, and then Michael Carr, who is the artist that designed the actual clay ceramic pot itself. And they come in just these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. So goodbye, vertigo grass. You're out of here. So all we're gonna do is put these back guys down in here. Tube goes back in, the water tube. And then we're gonna get some soil, fill her back up, and then plant it for the fall. Today we're using the Espoma potting soil. This is a great mix. This is their organic all-purpose potting soil. It's great for indoor, outdoor plants. It has tons of wonderful things in it. Worm castings, the mycorrhiza bacteria. That is a good thing that helps promote root growth. So that's what we're using in here. It's just nice and fluffy. It has a nice smell to it. You want your soil to smell good. Like it should smell nice and earthy and delicious for the plants, not for us. All right, so what we're gonna use today is first, hamlin grass, and I'm kind of making this up as I go along, so just bear with me. You get to get a glimpse inside my brain. Next, for the back, we're using, it is a native perennial for us in North Carolina. This is goldenrod, it's a solidago. This particular one is Fireworks. Now, it's called Fireworks because of its fantastic arches that these are the bloom stalks. It is a very late bloomer, late season bloomer. So, and it will do these gorgeous yellow blooms on it. So we're going to stick 2 of these in here, and then to carry through with the yellow mum, we're going to stick a yellow mum in there also. Now, the thing with the AquaPots is, even for us in North Carolina, we can have mild winters, but we can also have some really cold weather too. A couple of years ago, we had a solid week of 10-degree nights. Things froze, pipes froze in our house that have never frozen before. I'm going to empty my AquaPots this fall, late fall, early winter, and I'm going to go ahead and put them away. It is up to the individual AquaPot owner to decide if they want to leave them out over the winter or if they want to put them up. For me personally, I don't mind putting them away for the winter. Winter for me is a time of rest, even in the garden. The garden is resting. So I don't have a lot of containers in the winter. Some of the flower beds, yes. So I will empty these, turn these upside down, either where they are or we'll store them away somewhere. The threat, the worry is that if there's water all in the bottom of the AquaPot and you get some really cold temperatures, that of course that water freezes, contracts, and then it could crack your pot. So that is why I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna put them away for the winter. So we're gonna get this planted real quick. AquaPot is all planted, has the great hamlin grass in it, which is a wonderful perennial grass. It has the Fireworks solidago, again, a fantastic native perennial. Right now it is not in bloom yet. These will have these gorgeous spikes, arches, much like Fireworks, of this beautiful yellow color. So the solidago and the mum will go together quite beautifully. Of course, the mum will tie into the other bed right there near the sign, so it all ties in together nicely. Now, you notice that I have not yet watered the AquaPot. What I will do is I will come back, because this is quite a distance away from the nursery, there is no running water right here. I will have to haul some buckets up here and get this well watered in. One thing, of course, you can put your water in your water spout to fill up the reservoir, but also we will water from the top, so to make sure that the soil that we put in there and the plants are nice and saturated and wet. So we'll water from the top, we'll also water from the water spout. And then the great thing about these AquaPots is I don't have to worry about watering this one, especially because the root systems are pretty small and there's a ton of dirt in there. I could go 2 weeks right now without watering it. Now with that vertigo grass, that was just crazy. It was once a week that I was watering and filling up that AquaPot. But that's the beauty of these AquaPots, is that you can water them, take a couple of minutes, once a week, once every 2 weeks in the beginning. Water them, and then you just forget about them. So there we go. I hope that you have enjoyed this little end of summer garden tour for the entrance to the nursery. I hope you found it helpful and interesting, maybe a little bit inspiring. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to Gardening with Creekside. We will see y'all next time. Have a fantastic day.